Greetings, Ventures. This is Lauren, your Guild Advisor, back with some DanMachi news. Now, as you can see from the title right here, we have an expected time where we will know the release date for DanMachi Volume 15. It's been a long time coming since Volume 14 released at the end of last December. And normally we just get a listing for the next novel right after that, but Yen Press has said nothing about Volume 15 until I actually asked them a question on Twitter. So, Yen Press on June 25th said they're recording their industry panel for the Anime Expo Lite, which is a digital event that Anime Expo will be holding on July 3rd and 4th, in place of Anime Expo not being able to be in a physical place because of the current pandemic. Then I asked them, when are we getting a date for DanMachi Volume 15? And I've been asking about this for quite some time, and like I said, a lot of fans are worried about it since Volume 14 released in December, and we heard no word of when the next installment is coming. And they actually replied to me. Shockingly. They replied today, and they said, "We answered this question at our Anime Expo Lite industry panel. Check it out on July 3rd. And just so you guys see when this is actually happening, this is the Anime Expo schedule. I'll leave a link for that in the description. But again, it's happening from July 3rd through July 4th. And here you can see the Yen Press Industry Panel. So this is the site you'll want to go to see where exactly they're going to be holding the stream. But as you can see here, it says 1:20 p.m. to 2:05 p.m. And I believe all times in this schedule are Pacific Daylight Time. So keep that in mind if you're wanting to tune in to when this is happening. But I guess we're actually going to get info on DanMachi Volume 15 and when that's actually coming out during this panel. Now, to me, that's a very strange thing to do because, like, it's one thing to announce like a brand new series, or this would even be a good place to announce episode Freya, but they already announced that via Twitter because that's like a side series, and it's kind of its own thing being episode Freya when the previous one was episode Ryu. So that makes more sense for like a panel announcement, but this is the 15th installment in a series you've been translating for years. I don't know why you need to announce the date for the next novel at a panel, especially when we're 6 months after the previous novel released. It doesn't make much sense to me, but we're finally going to get some news about Volume 15. Hopefully it's not too long after the panel here, because a lot of us have been wanting to read it. And also, in case you guys haven't heard, Warner Brothers Japan is going to have a Stay Connected with Anime panel, and Warner Brothers Japan is associated with DanMachi, so there'll be a DanMachi Season 3 type of event here during that as well, and there's going to be voice actors involved. I don't know if they're going to do like a pre-recorded thing probably, but Matsuoka is going to be there. He's a voice actor for Belle, and Inori Minase is going to be there being the voice of Hestia, and then you got 2 chief producers as well for this Stay Connected with Anime panel. And before you were able to submit some questions for the author of the DanMachi series, Fujino Mori Sensei, that period has already passed and gone, but it looks like those Q&As will not be during the live stream, but they will be recording that. So I guess we might see like a transcript of the Q&A at some point after that panel. And they say that we can expect some sneak previews of the upcoming Season 3, a new announcement, and much more. Now, the preview for DanMachi Season 3, we kind of saw coming, because what else would you do for a DanMachi Season 3 related panel during Anime Expo? Of course, you chose some stuff for Season 3, which again got delayed to fall. But that new announcement has me wondering, like, what could that new announcement possibly be? It could be a lot of things, like a stage play. That would be very disappointing. Sword Over Toria Season 2, I doubt that. There's so many things a new announcement could entail, I don't know what to think. DanMachi has seriously been lacking when it comes to merchandise, and when I say merchandise, I mean like the only figures you can get are either like of Hestia or of Eyes. I would like to see a Belle figure, I like to see a Ryu figure because she's my favorite character. I'm surprised there hasn't been like a Haruhime figure. It's just really weird with the lack of just DanMachi merchandise when it's like one of the most popular light novels in Japan, and it's very popular here in the West as well. That's always been very strange to me, especially when other franchises that aren't as popular get more merchandise. So very, very interesting to me. And again, this is scheduled, if you go back to the Anime Expo schedule website, This is going to be happening. Ooh, look, The World's End with You. That's a nice video game. Warner Brothers Japan Presents Stay Connected with Anime. That'll happen from 8 p.m. to 9:50 p.m. on July 3rd. That's Friday. And again, that's Pacific Daylight Time. So we got two things to look forward to when it comes to DanMachi with the Anime Expo Lite event on July 3rd. And just a brief overview of some of the upcoming releases. With episode Freya, the light novel, previously I've reported that like the physical version of episode Freya, the paperback version of that novel, was slated to be released on October 27th, and then the digital version for some reason had a separate listing scheduled for the previous week, so it looked like digital was going to be a week early. But since then, Yen Press has updated the listing for the paperback version, and it's also October 20th, reflecting the same date across physical and digital, so that's interesting to see. They did not update that date for Right Stuff quite yet. It still says October 27th for the physical version, so I'm wondering what's going on there. I know Right Stuff is a little bit late to adjust dates, so I think that's the case because I pulled up on Amazon as well, and it now, before it had like two different listings on Amazon, but now it got combined into one where you can select the Kindle and paperback versions, and they both say October 20th. So I think that's just going to be the date for episode Freya in general. We're not going to have we're not going to have that week early release for digital. They're just going to both be on October 20th. And then also, just a reminder, Sotoratoria Volume 12 releases next month on July 21st. And that's actually the current light novel that's out in Japan as well. Omori Sensei's last novel that he's written was episode Freya back in December. And we haven't had anything past DanMachi 15, Sotoratoria 12, or episode Freya, so I'm wondering when the next novel's coming out in Japan. And then I reported this earlier too, the Season 2 Blu-ray, the normal edition Blu-ray for DanMachi Season 2, releases on August 4th, but it looks like Right Stuff already has it in stock, and I guess you're just going to start sending that stuff out, even though the release date isn't until the 4th of August. That's pretty early. I know they shipped out copies of Air the Orion early as well. Do keep in mind that apparently there still is going to be a limited edition premium box set for this, so if you want the collector's edition of this, you still have to wait for more information about that. But if you just want a normal copy of the Blu-ray, you don't need a fancy special edition, you could probably just get it from Right Stuff right now. But anyway, guys, look forward to the Anime Expo schedule. It looks like we're going to get some announcements that we've been wanting to see for DanMachi for quite some time. But anyway, guys, I hope you've been enjoying the Estrella Record danmemo event, the DanMachi mobile game event written by Omori Sensei himself, about the Estrella Familia members and Ryu, about the events of DanMachi 7 years ago. It's been quite a treat. Again, I will be having a speculation video about part 1, just a discussion on part 1 of the event, and then what might happen in part 2 sometime within this week, I think. That's when I'll get it done. But anyway, guys, if you want to see more DanMachi content, go ahead and sub to my channel, like this video, follow me on Twitter, and join my Discord. And as always, continue enjoying your time at Scenario and the Dungeon. This is Lauren, your Guild Advisor, signing out. 今選ぼうその正義を